When I think about the events with the largest impact on the industry in the last 40 years, a few come to mind. One is the international passenger travel growth since 1980, which has created enormous additional cargo capacity on passenger airlines like ourselves. Another one is the emergence of the internet in the early 90s, which changed how people shop, socialize, conduct politics, deliver goods, and drove the need to transport different products to new places. That same evolution that also made logistics far more efficient with the introduction of emails, online bookings, airway bill, custom messaging, or online shipment tracking. And of course, there is 9/11 and COVID-19 that both had an enormous impact on our industry, requiring deep and fast changes.
What is the biggest event? That's globalization and the upcoming of the Asian markets.
One of the most important events in the last 40 years was the arrival in Europe of the US integrators Federal Express and United Parcel Service. They set new standards for customer service in the pickup, tracking and delivery of express parcels. Those high standards established a new air cargo benchmark for European freight forwarders and airlines, a legacy which we take for granted today.
In my personal mind, the biggest impact came from the COVID-19 crisis. Due to the implementation of quarantine requirements by many countries globally, the air cargo industry suddenly grounded to a halt. This at a time when medical equipment such as PPE or even vaccines were most urgently needed everywhere. Unfortunately, this is a negative part of my memory. At the same time, the positive we can all learn from this is how resilient and innovative the entire air cargo industry is.
The event that truly stands out is the devastating hurricane that struck Puerto Rico in September of 2017. It was the strongest hurricane to hit Puerto Rico in over 80 years. This hurricane led to unprecedented challenges with a production stall for some of our largest customers. These stops led to an immediate demand for bespoke air freight charter solutions for both raw materials and finished product to and from major markets over a 12 to 14 week period. At the same time, we had major electronic product launches in China requiring also air freight charter solutions. In the space of just 2 weeks, all available charter space disappeared off the global market, and these few events in a short period of time clearly demonstrated how small the air freight charter market actually is and how easily that can become disrupted.
The event that's had the greatest impact upon the industry over the last 40 years has certainly been the COVID pandemic. Challenging in so many different ways, and I'm not sure any one of us would have chosen to have gone through the last 3 years. It's also provided lots of benefits to the industry. It's raised the profile of air cargo across the globe. As an industry, we've learned a huge amount. We've demonstrated an incredible ability to be flexible. We've worked in partnership with our customers to deliver creative solutions. We've built stronger relationships, both internally and externally, which are going to stand us in really good stead over the coming years. Resource constraints have also helped to further the digitization efforts of the industry. We've still got a long way to go, but it feels like we're beginning to make really good progress. As the market environment begins to return to a more normal balance, we're going to face more challenges, but we'll benefit from the learnings of the last 3 years.
When people ask me what the most significant event has been in the last 40 years for the air cargo industry, I would have to say it's air cargo security. 40 years ago, we didn't have the degree of security for air freight that we have today, but now we have extensive regulations. We have 100% screening of air cargo, physical screening of air cargo. We have harmonized rules between countries. We have to actually improve on that. And we also have to keep a risk-based approach to cargo security now and in the future. Happy anniversary, Air Cargo News.